Hey everybody, welcome to Whiskey Central. My name's Shayla and today I'm doing a review of Johnnie Walker Red Label, the world's best-selling scotch. So I have a shorter history for you today, but if you want to skip to the nosing, there's a timestamp in the description box below. So this is another whiskey that's named after a real person. His name was John Walker and he lived his early life as a farmer. His father died in 1819. And instead of continuing farming, he sold the family business and then bought a grocery store in Kilmarnock. Most grocery stores at the time sold single malt scotch, but John decided to blend the whiskeys to help with consistency. John's son Alexander launched the first commercial blend in 1867. He also slanted the label 24 degrees to allow for a larger typeface and to differentiate from competition. He also shipped the spirit with sailors, and today Johnnie Walker is sold in almost every country in the world. In 1909, so it used to be called Old Highland Whiskey, but in 1909 they changed it to Johnnie Walker Red Label. Today's fun fact is that on the original label, the dandy used to be walking from right to left and not left to right. Okay, so let's get into the details of the whiskey. The regular size of this bottle will cost you about $24. It's a Diageo product, and it's a mix of about 30 different grain and malt whiskeys from many distilleries in Scotland. It's chill filtered and colored, which makes sense because they reuse the casks multiple times, and each time it imparts less and less color into the whiskey. So for a consistent product, they kind of need to color it. This whiskey is 40% ABV or 80 proof. And there's no age statement on the whiskey, but it's legally required for it to be at least 3 years and 1 day old, so that's probably how old it is. Alright, well I'm going to pour a dram of this and let it sit for about 10 minutes, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've let this sit for about 10 minutes. I'm using a Glencairn, but you can use whatever kind of glass you want. It kind of helps trap the vapors up here next to your nose so you can smell it a little bit better. So the alcohol burn has calmed down because it's been about 10 minutes. If you notice you still are getting alcohol burn, what you can do is breathe in through your nose and then breathe out through your mouth with your mouth open. And that kind of dissipates the alcohol. So there's some smokiness in there. It's pretty faint. It's not like a peated, I mean, it has some peated scotch in it, but it's not super peaty. Just a little bit of smoke. Yeah, there's also some green apple and like maybe citrus. It's like a very crisp green apple or like a little bit of citrus. And then you get some vanilla and some caramel, but not as much as like with a bourbon. But yeah, it's really sweet. It's nice. Alright guys, cheers. Yeah, it's got a pretty nice mouthfeel. That's from the grain whiskeys. It kind of gives it a little bit of an oily mouthfeel. And there's a little bit of like some pepper kind of on the mid palate. But it's not super complex right now. I'll go for another sip. Yeah, you mostly get the pepper. It has that nice oil, mouthfeel. And then you get just a little bit of leather on the back end. There's there's a little bit of bitterness on the tip of your tongue as well that kind of holds on, sticks around. But yeah, it's really nice. Alright, so I'm going to finish this dram up and then I'll get to my recommendation. So overall, I think Johnnie Walker gets a bad rap. This was the first scotch that I had ever tried, and I actually really enjoyed it. I think it's best mixed with ginger ale and a lemon twist, and it's about the same price as Jack Daniel's Old No. 7. So if you enjoy ginger ale as a mixer instead of Coke, I would give this a try. You may be able to put this over ice, and some people also drink it neat. And if you like the smokiness of Red Label, they also have Johnnie Walker Black and Johnnie Walker Double Black, which have more smokiness. Alright guys, so that was my review of Johnnie Walker Red Label. If you like this video, leave it a like. If you enjoy whiskey reviews like this one, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you have any recommendations for what I should review next, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. We got the microphone on, yeah. That would have pissed me off. Woo! Alright. Alright guys, so let's... Okay. Woo! Focus and record. Do, 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 do. We're focusing and recording.